Cynthia just got here.
Good afternoon.
Or good night.
Or good night. Because good night is a, it's fine, we're cool. Good night is a greeting in Bislama. In Vanuatu. So now we are actually on location at a real Nakamal, which is a kava bar, but in this case more custom. So we had to ask special permission for the great honor of filming in this Nakamal, which belongs to Blong, one man named John William.
Tati Blomi.
We got one big daddy named John William. And then one handyman, he said I'd build him up all house. So, anyway, we have this great honor of drinking our welcome shell at a real live Nakamal. So Mike is going to take the 200 batu that he has and pay 2 shells for 100 batu each.
2 shell below 100.
Another use for Blong. 2 shells of 100 batu, Blong 100 batu. So by me to Bla, we will drink our welcome shell, and then since we're actually at a Nakamal, we can actually spit.
Finally spit.
For the first time. So Mike, cheers. Cheers.
Maybe tomorrow.
Thank you. So, at the Nakamal, you buy, we've talked about this before, shells of kava, not glasses or bowls, but shells, and you buy it based on how much you want to drink. So you can buy 50 batu, 100 batu, 150 batu, or 200 batu.
Batu being the money of the country.
Right. Literally means stones, and it's approximately, which we did say in another video earlier, it's approximately 100 batu to $1. Then they measure it out. Comes out of a bucket, as we talked about before. But the bucket is usually behind the counter. This is just for demonstration purposes and for washabout water.
See that bucket.
There, you can see nothing. Maybe if I do,
And
no, you can still see nothing. Okay.
Cynthia is on location. So, there's the man that owns the Nakamal Lem, that being K2's daddy. And we'll just get right to the meat of our lesson, which is the sessions.
The dictionary.
The dictionary first.
Say stop. Okay.
Stop.
1 through 4.
1.
1 through about 14.
1.
Just we already did.
Oh, this is good because we're at her family's business.
Yeah, the word is family business.
Which is ironic because we're at K2's family's business.
It's
Business, Blong family.
nepotism. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a pessimistic term, meaning
As opposed to what we thought it might be.
a business that's owned by a family, so the family members, they might kind of take money out of the business without really saying, or they might just take product without paying, and so they're like, oh, it's family business, so people of that family have priority or get special service.
So that is a false friend in this case, not a cognate. Which brings us to the Dear John letter, if you can see it.
Probably not, to be honest.
There's only a light.
Tonight's Dear John letter comes from Mike. Mike wrote today's Dear John letter. He has a flashlight. So can you use a torch for you small time?
What mechanism?
Okay. There's
Okay.
Michael.
The battery or one
Okay.
magnet.
So,
Let me hold it on this.
I got it. Because you have to hold the steel exactly.
Can you
where-
see us now?
A little, yes. Now I can stop moving it.
Good.
Okay, so today's Dear John letter comes from Mike.
Hey, yeah,
Aw.
I wrote one to help us.
Aw. So Mike writes, Dear John, John, I want you to know I'm your #1 fan. Mike? Aw,
Don't make me cry on
you
screen.
know this. And that it has been such an honor, Mike, making these videos with you. Well, Mike, it's been an honor for me. Anyway,
Pulling some
I was
strings.
wondering about Nakamal etiquette. I know that our video sessions don't usually go too much into culture, but in this case, I wanted to know more about the culture of the Nakamal. So if you could please explain about things that may be taboo or things like that. I think our viewers would greatly appreciate it. Yours truly, your partner.
Cordially.
Aw,
Mike.
So, I'd be happy to explain. When you first enter a village as a stranger or an invited guest, you are usually received, assuming that they're happy to see you, with a welcome shell. The welcome shell is usually basically an almost overflowing shell of kava that almost hurts to drink.
Yes.
Besides that, the welcome shell suppose if you're not a person that wants to drink kava, you can pass the welcome shell to others. And if you're a person that does enjoy drinking kava, then you can just house it all by yourself.
There's a third option. The unspoken option of just letting it dribble. You drink a bit, but you make sure more dribbles past your mouth and just falls to the ground.
Because the rule of kava is that kava comes from the earth and therefore needs to be returned to the earth. So any extra kava that's left in your bowl, it's totally appropriate to splash it on the ground because it just goes back to where it came from.
Yeah.
The welcome shells should usually be received with 2 hands and then drunk with 2 hands. And you wait until all the people are done talking before you drink it. If you would like to pass it, you receive it with 2 hands and you pass it with 2 hands to the other person.
And this is also just slang for saying
I'm going
from
to drink kava.
From a distance, you can say to someone else, "Do you want to drink? I'm gonna drink."
Bislama body language is huge.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that in another day.
That's another video all unto itself.
See.
Yeah. So, can we miss it?
I
There's a lot more.
got some.
No, I know, but I mean, for
Etiquette?
Nakamal etiquette.
Stay quiet.
There's some, yes, you should stay quiet, a lot quieter than we're being right now.
We are breaking the rules by having this much light tonight, but we had special permission.
We did ask first, and it is a great honor for us to be doing this, because it's not every Nakamal that would say yes.
Kava will make you more sensitive to noise and light by a large margin, and you would prefer to just sit down and story on in the dark with all your friends. So this is a bit jarring.
This is very light.
This is a bit difficult right now, but we're doing this for you.
Right. So, in the spirit of wrapping it up, let's do the French part,
And then get a 50 back again.
and then do a 50, and we'll end it there.
Okay, so continue on from where we were before. This week's is one time now, yeah. So the French. Quel est il? Straight.
So, we're going to end on a 50.
Mamblo Nakamal, yeah. Flipper 50, please.
2 Blong 50, please.
Yes, let me put some. This is 100. So I can buy 2 shells of
Blow
50.
150.
Blow
Blow
50.
50, sorry. My math isn't very good.
Wait,
Oh my God.
Man.
Goss is a common expression of surprise.
Swear without really offending anyone. Here you go, John. Now that we have the light on our face, we do it right here.
Great, it's gonna be awesome. Ready?
And then we can
Oh,
be finished
okay,
with
I
this.
got it. 1, 2, 3.
No, not
Good
yet.
night.
Good night.
It's great, we can spit here. Well, next time, look at you.
Good night.